Hola everyone, welcome to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. First up, we have Ralph Calle-Schulz, co-founder and CEO of RISE FLIX, here to discuss this new streaming platform. And then we sit with owner and designer of Bodacious Bijous jewelry, Diana Negron, who introduces us to her new Zodiac Collection. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight shines on sound healer and Kundalini yoga teacher, Ether Glory, founder of CoExist Ceremonies, who closes out the show with a sound bath session you don't want to miss. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hostie Café con Leche for the next hour, inviting you to get social with us online. That is, follow us on all streaming platforms, all social media platforms, I should say, at Bronxnet TV. And of course, don't forget, while you're there, follow me on all social media platforms as well, at Rhina Valentin. And our first guest today is someone we are so excited to have back in the studio, Ralph Calle-Schulz, a Swiss Peruvian American film producer, director, actor, and distributor who's making waves in the film industry. As co-founder and CEO of RISE FLIX, a curated streaming platform and networking community, he's dedicated to launching the careers of emerging, independent, and student filmmakers. Let's take a look at RISE FLIX. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our next guest is an entrepreneur providing a revolutionary new platform for student and independent filmmakers. RISE FLIX.
RISE FLIX. RISE FLIX.
RISE FLIX.
RISE FLIX.
RISE FLIX.
Dynamic new streaming service designed exclusively for student and independent filmmakers. How exciting. That was a taste of RISE FLIX, a curated free streaming platform that's launching the next generation of filmmakers and is helping creatives secure industry representation, festival distribution, and funding. And we are so excited to welcome back to the studio film producer, director, actor, co-founder, and CEO of RISE FLIX, Ralph Calle-Schulz.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me on again. It's like homecoming.
It is. I mean, we were there with you in the beginning.
Yeah.
And look at where you are now.
Exactly, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for including me in your reel. That was so lovely to be a part of it.
Had to.
Amazing. Okay, so the last time we had you on, you were just initially launching this endeavor. And that was 3 years ago. Well, we had you on in 2024.
Yeah.
But you actually launched in 2023.
Yeah.
And I've actually had the privilege of attending one of your get-togethers, your moderated, curated gatherings at a film festival. And so I would like you to share with us how it's expanded and how you've also now expanded into this in-person type of gatherings that are part of film festivals and how you partner up with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, it's a distribution platform that's all online, and I'm a big film. I love the theater, and that's always been a thing that I wanted to really be a part of. And so I wanted to find a way that we could leverage not just the power of online streaming, but also bringing it back in person. So a lot of what we try to do for the films we have on the platform is we bring them into theaters. We distribute them theatrically too as part of film festivals. That's a lot of our partnerships that we have with them. But also as a way for us to bring out our audience, who are usually people in the industry, talent representatives, producers, investors, sales agents, all these kinds of people. We want them to come in person, not just watch them online. And so that's why we do these in-person events, and also because it's about community, right? Anything that succeeds in the film industry is because they have a strong community foundation, and that's what we're really focused on. That's why we partner with festivals.
Yeah, and so it's wonderful, right? So I want everybody to understand what you have created, which I think is brilliant, which I'm so excited that we're on this journey with you and sharing it with our audience, because we work with a lot of independent artists.
Right.
And so you have designed this platform where there is some form of guidance, assistance, as well as a platform to showcase. And so I want to go back to the event that I attended, because I know that some of those films are streaming on your platform, and yet they were chosen to be part of this film festival. And then the talkback, you had an entertainment lawyer, you had a film distributor. I mean, you had some really impressive individuals up there accessible to these filmmakers. So how do you choose who's going to be online, and how do you choose who's going to be in the festivals?
So we curate films for distribution on the platform based off of various things, but mainly based off of mandates that we receive. So our industry network, right, investors, producers, they'll tell us what are they looking for. Their main goal for us is to launch careers, and so we listen to what they're looking for. And based off that, my team and I will go to all sorts of different film festivals, showcases, also look around online, try to find anything that matches that. But we also want diversity. If our mandates tell us we want horror, we're not just going to curate horror. We want to find other genres. So we'll find all of those, and then we'll select 5 films for every program release, which will last for as long as we feel like we've really pushed it as much as we can. That's how we decide how we release online. But then in person, all of the films that are distributing, our algorithms tracking how long, how they're performing, who's engaging, and then it'll tell us some of these films have a really good, would do really well screening theatrically now. And so we'll pick those to screen in theaters when we partner with festivals, or we'll have investors tell us, hey, I'm really interested in this specific project. However, I'd like to see how the audience reacts to it. Would you mind putting in your next showcase so I can have some audience test reactions? Because it's an opportunity potentially for that investor to get involved with that project and that filmmaker.
I'm in awe over this whole thing, and you, for that matter, because it's something that I think every independent artist is looking for, right? I mean, obviously your genre is the film industry, and I love that you even mentioned that you curate according to the different genres. So if I were just a viewer, I would have the opportunity to go on this streaming platform and entertain myself just based on categories.
Yeah, and also that's the thing, is you mentioned it was free. It's absolutely free for any viewer to watch. They just create a free account and they can watch any films on there. And yeah, it's also, one of the things we tell all our filmmakers is we're non-exclusive, because it's always that balance between, when you make a short film, the short film market is not very profitable. Everyone knows that. It's a foundational truth. However, we decided that while maybe we can't generate revenue for filmmakers through their shorts, what we can do is use their short film as a way to reach audiences, not just any audience, but specific targeted industry audience. So part of our non-exclusivity allows them to go put their film up on YouTube, find other ways as well to build community. We are going to focus on pushing you towards people who can help you on your next project, bring financing, or help grow you on your next project.
Lovely, lovely. And it's a primarily shorts streaming platform. And some of them actually are shorts because they don't have the funding to be a feature, right? I understand that you have your hands now in a few films that you're producing as well. So are these individuals that you discovered through your streaming platform?
Yeah, most of them are. So essentially, at RISE FLIX, we have two branches. So our main one is our distribution branch, but then we also have our production branch. We give every filmmaker the choice because obviously, so we don't get any finder's fees or anything like that from bridging a connection between filmmaker to industry audience member. So if an investor reaches out, is interested in their work, we don't need to be involved in that conversation going onwards. Filmmakers will choose that they'd like us to get involved because we bridge that and they want us to get involved in that. And if they want us to get involved on the production side and actually help put everything together when it comes to the financing, the legalities and everything, we'll do that. And that's when we get into our production side. That's where I'm involved on a producing capacity.
And so these films that you've chosen, that's lovely that you even broke that down, right? Because there's so many dynamics to having something picked up, having something distributed, having something even be considered for awards.
Right.
Right? And of course, reaching the masses, which is the goal.
Yes.
And now you've not only are you providing this platform, now you're also assisting with the next steps into expanding them into features. That I think is what I'm looking for in clarity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's kind of the goal. Whether that is expanding the short film into a feature capacity because it was made for it, like you said, or sometimes some of our filmmakers have gotten picked up and the investors or the producers never wanted to do anything with that film, but they love this type of filmmaking style that this filmmaker is doing. So they'll ask them, what else do you have? That specific film story, it doesn't fit our genre, what we want to do, but we want to invest in you. What else do you have? And so it's another project completely different that we still get involved in to help support.
So just share one of your success stories as succinct as possible.
Great. So filmmaker had a short film on the platform. It did really well, horror film. It actually was on the platform for it was one of our longest running, a year long. Eventually, two horror investors were very interested in it, reached out, looked at the film, thought it had capacity for an original IP franchise potential, and now they put in the funding for to start developing it into its debut feature film. And similar to, I'm sure everyone who knows Obsession and how they did it with 750,000, this one's 600,000. So it's similar kind of range as those kind of low-budget debut feature films.
Yeah, I enjoyed Obsession, actually.
Who didn't?
Yeah, yeah. And so my last question is, you keep saying there's a time frame in which you allocate for each viewer, I'm sorry, the actual filmmaker. How do you determine how long they stay? And what is the average amount of time that you keep them on the platform?
So it's as long as the filmmaker wants. On our end, we curate 5 films for every program release, which usually lasts 2 to 3 weeks. What that means is just that within 2 to 3 weeks, we are focusing entirely on these 5 films, pushing them to all our marketing channels. We're doing the most just for these 5. We leave the last week in the month because after the films are released, they stay on the platform. But we don't want them to just stay and no one finds them. We want to bring films back into the spotlight.
Got it. Ooh,
fly
somebody's
attack.
trying to upstage us. Go away. You're not welcome. Oh my gosh. You okay there?
Yes, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. But yeah, so so the films stay for as long as the filmmaker wants. There's no year-long contract. It's a non-exclusive agreement that we have with them, and we're constantly recycling these films, bringing them back into the spotlight for our new industry audience members to view them. We don't want, for example, if we bring on new talent representatives in the next program release, we want them to see films that were released a month ago that match the kind of films that they were looking for.
Got it.
And so that's how we finagle all of that.
It's lovely. And so you don't have a time frame, right, that people can submit. You don't have, it's any time.
Anytime.
They can just submit.
Because we're looking, like the mandates, as I'm sure anybody who's in the film industry knows, mandates are changing all the time. And sometimes they're so specific. Like we had one the other day where it was, I want films that are father-son stories, any genre. How do we go find something like that that doesn't even have a genre label on it? And so we want to see any film at any time because you never know. One of them might be the jackpot that we're like, this is exactly what our investors are looking for, and look at that.
Love it. Oh my gosh, Rob, you're a genius. The potpourri, right? That's what it sounds like, a potpourri of like film makers and for people to actually have a nice taste of what's up and coming, which is really hopeful.
Absolutely.
For independent filmmakers.
If there's anything I can do for the film industry, I'll go and do it, and especially if it's indie.
Well, we thank you for bringing it here to our viewers, and we look forward to having you on another year or 2 years later to see how much more it's grown.
Absolutely.
All right, Ralph Calle-Schulz, everyone, co-founder and CEO of RISE FLIX. And if you're interested in learning more, you can visit riseflix.com, and you can also follow them on IG at RiseFlixOfficial. All right, don't go anywhere. More open on the other side of the break. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. So in the spirit of highlighting filmmakers, Bronxnet attended Mount Vernon's second annual film festival. Bronxnet reporter Cetrice McQueen has the story.
In the quiet Joseph S. Wood Auditorium, an audience sat to watch this year's films selected for Mount Vernon's second annual film festival. Filmmakers and actors were present as their work is finally unveiled, chosen to show after months of screening from several judges.
The idea of connecting with fellow filmmakers in this sort of stage where you can be vulnerable, where you're allowed to not be distracted and really like get the story that's being conveyed. There's something more intimate about something like that, and it's very powerful.
This intimacy stands out and is a drawing point for creators aiming to share a message through the lens of a camera.
I really love that our film can be showcased here because it's such an intimate community. A deeper topic sometimes needs a more intimate setting, and Mount Vernon Festival offers that.
Over 40 films were selected, going from 1 minute to 3 hours long. Several films would be shown within a block of time, separated to match an overarching theme. Those who had a hand in the production shown were then invited to a post-viewing Q&A, where they could speak more on the film. Chioma Osai, director of The Morning After, found a personal meaning in this being her first film chosen for a festival.
After, my cousin passed, I felt called to just make that into something to express myself through, this medium. And like I said, it's been a very healing process. You can still experience the beauty that life has to offer you even after grief.
In between sessions, panels are held where creators can speak on various subjects and offer insight into the niche details of filmmaking. And although this is only their second year, the Mount Vernon Film Festival has already garnered over 200 submissions from various filmmakers. These films come from around the world, but as a Mount Vernon native, co-founder Brian Ribeiro found it important to center work being done in this city.
It's pretty much all-inclusive, but we do want to highlight specifically Mount Vernon filmmakers and Westchester filmmakers who want to engage with the wider world of art and specifically film that they may have not otherwise gotten the chance to.
And his mentor, Alex Vasquez Escano, shares these sentiments.
This film festival is important to continue to grow so that stories from folks that live here are being told in the film medium.
These festivals allow creatives to meet other creatives and build a network otherwise difficult to grow. These spaces are a sacred tradition, no matter the size.
The art of telling a story matters, and it's festivals like these that give platform to stories like mine. So I am very grateful to this festival and festivals of this scale that provide a platform to people that don't have access to the big budgets, but we still have a really good story to tell.
The festival closes out with an awards ceremony. About 20 films will win an accolade based on the content of their work. In Mount Vernon, I'm Cetrice McQueen with Bronxnet.
Thank you, Cetrice McQueen. And now from film, we step into dance as the Capuli Mexican Dance Company presents music and movement in Van Cortlandt Park. Bronxnet reporter Ava McNeely McGinty, has more. Let's take a look.
Music and movement filled the lawn at the Van Cortlandt House Museum as the Van Cortlandt Park Alliance welcomes the Calpoli Mexican Dance Company for a free, family-friendly folklorico performance.
It's actually their first time here in Van Cortlandt Park, and we're hoping it's the first of many. And it's part of, we do a barefoot dancing series where it's optional to kick off your shoes and dance in the park. And they were the last performance for that for the spring.
Founded in New York City in 2003, the company celebrates Mexican and Mexican-American culture through traditional dance and live music, bringing audiences together while honoring generations of heritage.
My highlight was seeing all the different cultures in Mexico. I am Mexican myself, so it's nice to see everybody else embrace the culture as well. And yeah, I'm very proud.
The name Calpoli comes from the Nahuatl language and means clan or family, reflecting the group's mission to create a welcoming space where culture, history, and storytelling come to life through performance.
Just watching the people around come together for this is just, it's amazing.
Beyond the stage, the company is committed to making Mexican culture accessible by connecting with diverse audiences through community programs that celebrate tradition and cultural appreciation. Reporting for Bronxnet, Ava McGinty.
Thank you, Ava McGinty. Dancing barefoot is actually where I would love to be right now. All right, stay tuned. Bodacious Bijous is coming up next. So our next guest decided to create an affordable jewelry line filled with fun pieces along with colors for people to enjoy and feel good about themselves. Bodacious Bijous, right? Actually, that is the way you pronounce it, Bodacious Bijous, who we are thrilled to welcome back to Open to introduce us to their latest endeavor, Bodacious Bijous Zodiac Collection. It's a bit of a tongue twister there. Well, what began as a simple creative outlet has transformed into a vibrant jewelry brand that embraces self-expression, confidence, and storytelling. The new Zodiac Collection is designed in collaboration with her daughter, artist Angelica Bautista, and pays homage to the bubble letters drawn while growing up in the Bronx. The aim? To incorporate a unique piece of her roots into the new collection. Everyone, please welcome back to Open the creative force behind Bodacious Bijous, owner and designer, Diana Negron.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. I'm happy to be here.
What'd you think?
I love it. I love it. It's just to see where I was then and what I'm doing now. It's just, I don't know, I get emotional.
Wow.
I really do.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you getting so emotional?
Because, you're one of the first people that I met when I started making jewelry, and you saw my vision from the beginning and you invited me on the show, and then to have that opportunity for someone like me from the Bronx who grew up with humble beginnings, it was a dream, and I didn't think that I'd be where I am right now,
Where you are right now, look, they're showing an image of us hugging. Ay, qué linda. Do you know I still have my earrings? I have the orange ones and I have the red ones.
I love that.
I still have them.
It.
They just didn't match my outfit. That's the only reason why I didn't wear them.
That's okay. It's cute. I like what you're wearing now.
But it's beautiful that we were able to show that. That's back in 2019.
Yes.
And those are still available. You have this wonderful array of choices now that I saw on your website are themed, because I know you have like the bridal collection, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the Zodiac Collection. And so before we even dive deep into it, let's talk a little bit about this collaboration with your daughter, who we also featured on Open on a separate occasion.
She is extremely talented, and I always wanted to find a way to, just collaborate with her on something. And we have. We always do. She does content for the business, and we've
and her artwork is on canvas. That's what we're looking at right now.
Yes, I love it.
And it's
super
and it's geared towards mental health awareness, which I love.
It is.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow of what you were providing with regards to her, I guess her inspiration and her services within your company, or is it both your companies?
So no, it's actually, she collaborates with me, so she's sort of a contractor.
Oh,
so she
look
does
at
a lot
that.
of social media for the business and content. And I just thought, I can't draw. I really can't. I was trying to sketch out my ideas. And she said, Mom, it's really good, but I can help improve it. And that she did. She really helped me so much, especially with these, to just kind of bring it to life.
So I don't know how we're going to be able to show this to our audience. I'm going to move it in a way that we can they can zoom in on the Zodiac first, because these are the bubble letters that we were talking about. Now, if you're of an urban upbringing, right? I mean, there's this representative of her Bronx roots.
Yes.
Pero, bubble was where it's at, and it's pretty cool that you've decided to incorporate it into the Zodiacs, right? So let me see, I'm trying to move this out of the way so that our viewers can see. Look at that. We've got every single sign. I want to assume you're an Aquarius because everything that you were highlighting is Aquarius.
No.
You're not.
I am a Scorpio. Angelica is an Aquarius.
Oh, okay, so it was your daughter. We were trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
We were like, well, there's a lot of Aquarius she's highlighting. I guess she's an Aquarius.
Yeah, well, since she's not here, I figured I'd represent her sign.
Oh, love that, love that. And then now you have these vertical pendants that have like images on it. I'm going to do my best to show that, which I think are the symbols of the signs, of the Zodiac signs. I don't know if you guys can zoom in on that.
Yes, and you'll see that it's actually reversible, so you can wear it on either side.
Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, nice. And that's where the artwork is. Oh, the artwork is on both sides.
It's on both sides.
Oh my gosh, so this is like wearing art, and then you have crystals attached to them as well, on some of them. So I would say that's the birthstones?
Yes.
To match it?
Yep, it's the birthstones to match each of the months that the Zodiac falls on.
I think we also have images that we could show. Let me see if Sagittarius presented itself. Hint, hint.
Well, you don't have to hint because there's a little bag over there.
Oh my gosh, you have a bag for me.
So
Oh my gosh.
there's a bag.
Oh gosh. So, and I'm assuming Sagittarius has turquoise, right? Because that's my birthstone.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so look, listen, this is the one that I have, and it's Leo. Oh, of course, because it's Leo season. It's Leo season, so this is for all my Leos. My mom's a Leo. My best friend's a Leo. Everybody's a Leo in my life, except for my daughter. She's a Cancer. I thought she was going to be a Leo. But the point is that you've decided to step into this field of collecting, providing, I should say, Zodiac jewelry. Why?
Well, I never created a metal piece. Most of my pieces were made with clay and other materials, and I really wanted to try my hand at creating something and bringing something to life and show how art and jewelry can actually go together. And that was really my vision. It took about a year to really think about how I want to present it, because the Zodiacs, jewelry is very saturated market. So you have to make it very different in order for people to be attracted to it. And so that was really me just thinking about ideas. What do I want it to look like? What do I want to include in it? And make it so that people can choose what side they want to use it on, making it reversible. And then with my bubble letters, what can I say? Most of the time you see cutouts of words or names. But for me, I spent hours as a teenager doing this. And I said, I need to definitely show that.
Doing
to
bubble
people.
letters?
Doing bubble letters, hours.
Doing bubble letters on what? On
just
everything?
my name,
Your name.
like everything that I would write, I would always do it in bubble letters. And I had a lot of friends that were doing the same. And so I thought, how do I make it different? And this was it.
I love it. It's wonderful, and I get it, right? So we're talking bubble letters and bamboo earrings. That's nice. I went there.
All right.
Okay.
Hint taken. Got it. It's here.
With the Zodiac.
Yes. Okay. All right. Maybe.
With the bubble letter Zodiac.
Okay. All right. Saved. File saved. I got it.
Well, what I love about it, and what I love that we're sharing with our viewers, is that you urbanize this. So I'm very into representing the urban market. I wholeheartedly feel that we have our own culture, and while it's always related to hip hop, yes, hip hop is a part of it, but it's not all of it. It's all kind of related, but it's really an urban culture. And then, you know, we have the hip hop and the freestyle and the bubble letters and the bamboo earrings and the name belts.
Yeah, and you know what really, by you saying that, talking about music, I feel that the wonderful thing about jewelry that people don't really think about very much is that it's about connection. There's connection. It connects people. Somebody looks at your necklace and says, oh my God, the evil eye, I love that, it's beautiful, and I remember, you know, it'll remind them of someone or something spiritual. It's about connection for me. So I can sell a piece of jewelry anywhere, right? But if I can connect to someone and connect a story, or take a piece that you have and recreate it for you, because it makes it more special and you can hand it down and make it part of a legacy, that for me is everything. So
yeah, no, I get it, and you're right. It does open up conversations. You know, I'm always like a walking piece of art. I mean, look, I'm wearing actual paintings on my ear, for God's sake, and I got this from my artisan that was on last week. So, you know, because there's something about just, I'm a one-of-one kind of gal, but there's something about the uniqueness in whatever it is that we're wearing that that becomes part of our identity too, right? And so I wanted to ask you, before we run out of time, how has this been different for you, working with clay, right, with your hands, now working with the metal?
So more hands off, right? Because I have to work with a manufacturer in New York, by the way, because I want to keep it in New York. So it's just less hands-on and more design, more thinking about what I want it to look like. I still do create with clay, and I still create with beads and all that other stuff. But this for me was just a very special project that I was doing with my daughter. And so, you know,
that's beautiful.
I had to go for it.
Yeah, and it's beautiful that you collaborated with your daughter and that you contract her. Like, it's official. It's an official partnership.
Yes.
And I also love that you shared that it's manufactured in New York, so you're keeping it local.
Yes.
As a local business owner yourself. And then there's the cultural aspect of it.
Yeah, 100%. I want to be able to just share pieces of myself and what I enjoy, and hope that other people like it.
Yeah, and then, you know, hope that nobody judges you according to whatever sign you're wearing.
Well, they can, and they're gonna find out that I'm very loyal.
Not you in particular. I'm just saying, like, when people find out people's signs, they go, "Oh."
I know.
Right? That's always like the first reaction.
I know.
So if you're wearing it, it's kind of like, this is who I am.
Right. But that's part of it, right? That's the connection. That's the conversation. So that's what you want. You want people to look at it and say something.
And say, yes, either relate to it and or be like, oh, okay, those are your characteristics.
That's okay, because in the grand scheme of things, we all have similar characteristics. Some of them are just a little bit hidden, and some of them are more, you know, out and about.
Yeah, I get it. Right. And then there's us just living as human beings and indulging in our astrological signs.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
All right, Diana Negron, everyone. All right, once again, be sure to visit Bodacious Bijous online at BodaciousBijous, and that's BIJOUS.com. And you can also visit their IG at Bodacious_Bijous. Stay tuned. When we return, our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.
soy negro, blanco, taíno, mulato, caribeño, bueno, latinoamericano.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is a multidisciplinary artist whose journey began with vocal technique and classical operatic training. Deeply rooted in spirituality and holistic health, he discovered his true mission in healing and music, and now administers a sound healing services using indigenous instruments and vibrational tools and his vocal techniques. Whether offering Kundalini yoga sessions or raising vibrations through sound bath, his events have transformed into sacred ceremonial curations, paying homage to ancient wisdom and practices that empower our communities. He runs the Ethereal Temple, a sound temple, in the Yankee Stadium area and serves as the Director of Wellness at Sankofa House, a luxury social hub in the South Bronx. Everyone, please welcome founder of CoExist Ceremony, sound healer, and Kundalini yoga teacher, Ether Glory.
Oh, such an honor to be on here. Thank
I know.
you.
Yes, we can have that moment of exchange energetically because you're amazing and I'm so excited to share you with our viewers.
Yes, I feel so blessed to be here. Thank you again. Such a gorgeous platform. I feel blessed to bring this medicine to our people, to our communities, and honestly just to bring that remembrance, right? Because it lives within us.
Yes, and so let's talk a little bit about what I guess called you to this purpose.
Well, let's see. I've had a variety of different artistic mediums throughout my time, from like modeling, creative direction, photography, and then I started to go into creating events that help to support bringing our communities together. And then I went through a kind of a self-actualization where, you know, when you go through that journey, they say you're born twice, right? You're born first into this world, and then you're born second when you realize what you're meant to do and what your purpose is in this world. And so I had to remove myself from all external attachments, and I did like a deep dive, went to like family upstate, stayed in some nature for a long extended period of time. And then the root was music and healing. Like that's what I heard as my core. And did some research, found spiritual life coaching, found sound healing, just more breadcrumbs into this lifestyle now. And I went to some metaphysics shops, connected with some instruments, and cultivated a framework of this practice now.
And Kundalini yoga, why that particular style specifically?
Ooh, so I went through an awakening during the pandemic. And another thing, like just such breadcrumbs, right? I'm just present in this journey. So I saw Kundalini as a hashtag on Instagram, and it sparked me. I did some research and found out that it's a practice and also just a concept on itself. And so it's just works with divine feminine energy, and it helps us to purify the network of our body with breath and movement. And so after doing some more research, I found a video on YouTube that was like, warning, it'll unlock your Kundalini. And I was like, oh, it had 2 million views. So I go on the roof, I do a little yoga. At that time, I was just primarily doing vinyasa. And then I played this audio clip, and it was a very interesting sonic frequency, so like a lady singing, a high frequency pitch. And the energy rose from my spine into my heart. And from that point, I was like, what is this? And then I took a class, and then I was shaking, and it was so much energetic movement through the body. It was a unique experience I never had, very transformative, and it's just served as one of the most potent medicines I've ever had.
And so I can attest to that because I attended your Kundalini yoga session last Monday. And I had my own experience with my legs shaking and just this vibration that I could not get rid of. And it was clear to me that there was blockage there. And what I loved about your session the most is that it isn't solely about the body movement. It's really primarily breath work. And it's the breath work that you're bringing into light as being the connection to the body.
Indeed. The breath is one of the purest forms of like connection to the all, right? A source. And when we're using that and we're charging it up, right? It's one thing when you're breathing, but it's another thing when you're consolidating that pureness in your body. That is helping to push through anything that was stagnant, blocked, or maybe stored through experiences in our life and we didn't have the capacity to process it. So it's like, ooh, you can't handle this now. I'm gonna put this in your shoulder.
Right.
And when you have more space and time and more, like the capacity to witness this, it'll return. So the breath just helps to really bring that to the surface and also just to release it and remove it.
Yeah, and it's so valid, right? As I was sharing with you, I swim every day, and in swimming, there's my muscles are tensing up, and I told you, I was like, I think I need to implement yoga into my practices now, and having attended your event, that was a rude awakening for me, because it wasn't just about the tension, it was about the energy, and that's what I was really feeling. I could feel the blockage of energy. And for some, I don't know, to each his own, but for some people, it may register as a muscle sore, and muscle sores are valid, but sometimes it's actually energy that's stored that needs to get moved.
Yes. A lot of times, they say that dis-ease, it is a frequency, right? And if you have optimal functions of your organs and your cells and just your body's ligaments, and also just like sufficient breath and hydration, dis-ease cannot sustain in the body. However, if you do have like aches and pains and you're not actively taking care of yourself, it will consolidate, and that will create, symptoms, right? From like, having respiratory issues or just joint damage. But that's simply just from the oxygen not functioning properly through the body. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the mindful aspect of it, right? Which brings us to the Mindful Monday, right? Which I love Mindful Mondays. Yes, that's the way everybody should start out their week. But it's the actual combination of the two in the practice.
It's
because the
nice.
mind is the mainframe.
Right. Yes, the mind controls the reality, right? You know what they say? They say that first it's the thought, and then the emotion comes after the thought. It's so deep. So when we're aware of like the fact that our mind is a fertile soil and we're planting seeds of thoughts and connections to our ideas into that soil, you can either grow, affirmations of love and gratitude and presence in your life, or you can grow hesitation and irregulation.
Yeah, and in simple terms, you can either grow weeds or flowers. Right? That's as simple as it gets from a visual perspective. And so we just showed an image of you with the Mindful Mondays, and while that was you, and you're the lead facilitator, I know you invite guest facilitators. So talk to us about how you're curating each Monday with different facilitators.
Yeah, so
I know recently you just had Green Light Warrior.
Actually, he's coming up on Monday. Yes, he's coming up. He just passed. Yes. So, Carlos was a phenomenal practitioner that came through. He did acupressure as well as breath work. Normally, I am looking for different healing services.
We're looking at Arthur right now. Look, Arthur. Right? That's his name?
Justin.
Justin. Oh, I'm reading Arthur. Maybe I should have worn my glasses. I'm so sorry. Justin.
Yes. So normally I look to provide unique and alternative or just not normally sourced out mediums so that we can bring new tools into our communities, into the neighborhoods of the Bronx, and things that we haven't found before. And so, for example, in the past, we've had cacao ceremonies that help us to open up our heart space and provide more cardiovascular function. We've had a shadow work journaling or shadow work workshop that went through the investigations of the shadow. What is it? How do we navigate shadow work? And then also looking at it and reclaiming our connection to it as not being something dark or that we can't have a reverence towards. And now, Carlos that just passed, we had breath work and we had acupressure helping us to just find creative ways, or rather practical ways to regulate our nervous system and also just to monitor the healthy functioning of our energy.
And then the Justin, who's coming up.
Yeah, and Justin, he's doing kirtan as well as yoga. So kirtan is a devotional chanting. They actually scientifically show that when you chant and when you do it consistently, there is a frequency that is created from that chanting that actually affects the nervous system. It regulates you, and also it can amplify and uplift energy as well.
Nice. And so, I mean, that's the objective, right? Is to regulate.
Yes.
Restore and reclaim, realign. Everything's
right.
To restore balance, right?
Shay.
Yeah, but that can only happen if you take the time to just open up your consciousness into understanding that it's a mind, body, soul effort.
We're getting back to that now, right? Like
Yeah.
we were taught definitely the New York City lifestyle, right? You just do it, you grind, you hustle, and you recover in your rest. And that's the only way you recover is by sleep. But now we're realizing that that is like not actively being aware and present with our bodies and in our lives. And they're creating issues. And then we have to go to the doctor, and we're like, 30 years in from the workforce, we have all these like, non-fixable, symptoms in our body. So it is like, being present, checking in yourself actively. And, and it's just the simple ways, just like with breath, or stretching, or just going outside and getting air, right? Or being creative. All these like very realistic and things that can be taken for granted, we're realizing they are just as necessary as the bills.
Yes, here's to awakening all of that, right? Which is the whole point behind this work, is the awakening of it and implementing it as part of your daily routine. Even if it isn't daily, right? You're offering the Mindful Mondays weekly. It's something that on a personal level, I feel we all really should consider in finding that way, that path to understanding that we're responsible for our own lives.
And I really wanted to bring Mindful Mondays too, is so that we can do that consistently.
Right.
So at Sankofa House, as a director of wellness, I've done ceremonies 4 times a year. And speaking to the owner, we wanted to find ways in which we can bring that medicine in more consistency. So now Mindful Mondays exist so that, if you can't do it yourself, or if you don't have that discipline, you can come into a community, you can come and get it once a week, and then hopefully we can get it even daily.
Yes, right, if you adopt the practice. But the idea is that you're in a safe space and you can do it in community.
Yes.
And it was lovely. So I want to thank you for having me, and thank you for bringing it here to our audience. And thank you for offering a demonstration, which we're going to get a taste of later.
Yes, I'm so excited. Let's go and bathe in the frequencies.
Oh my gosh, yes, Ashe. Oh my gosh, everyone, that's Ether Glory. And Ether Glory is offering Mindful Monday practices every Monday with guest facilitators at Sankofa House, which is located at 2422 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. Ether's next Kundalini and sound session is taking place Monday, August 10th between 6 and 8:30. Stay tuned and get ready to expand your consciousness, because when we return, Ether presents Sound Bath Healing. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Here to guide us in expanding our consciousness through sound bath, vibrations. Once again, please welcome Ether Glory.
All right, everyone. We're going to get into this beautiful sound experience that assists us in regulating our nervous system, that supports us in recalibrating our energy, and going into a deep meditative state that can bring inspiration and re-foster connection to our body and to our reality. To start, we're going to do some breaths just to ground into the space. So taking your right hand, you're going to take your thumb and put it over your right nostril. You'll take a deep breath in through your left. Then you'll swap and put the pinky over the left nostril. Exhale through your right. Now breathing in through the right nostril. Swapping the hand over, right thumb over right nostril. Exhale to the left. Inhaling through the left. Pinky over left, exhale. Inhale. Thumb over right, hold for a second. And gently exhale. Bringing the palms down, and let us begin. taking a moment to acknowledge our breath. We'll collectively take a deep breath in through the nose together and a gentle sigh through the mouth. Inviting you to gently move the fingertips and toes, bringing sensation back into your body, being very kind and gentle with yourselves as you return into the space. And then once you start to feel that sensation, I'll invite for you to gently turn to the side, almost like a baby in the womb, and to just give yourself a nice little hug. Slowly bring the energy back, feeling, noticing, and coming into the present. And then, my friends, from that side position, using your arms to support you to come up into a seat.
I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Magnificent. Ether Glory, everyone. Sound bath facilitator and Kundalini yoga teacher. And once again, Ether is offering sound bath and Kundalini yoga through his series of Mindful Monday practices every Monday with guest facilitators. His next session is August 10th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Sankofa House, located at 2422 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. And for more info, you can visit Sankofa House on IG at Sankofa House. And for more on Ether, go to CoExistCeremonies.com and on IG at The Ether Glory. That's our show today, mi gente. Thank you to all our guests, and thank you for participating as well. Tranvida, Ralph, thank you for being part of this session, and for our guests coming through, thank you. And to you guys, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend and 24 hours a day at Bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor.